Hello and welcome everybody. This is Joy Division with another game of online Scythe. Today I have Polania Industrial, one of the stronger combinations and one of my favorites for this faction. We're up against Rusviet, Crimea, and Saxony, and we've got some pretty good matchups. Rusviet is on the patriotic board, which is strong but a little slow. So we'll be putting our faction to the test to see if our speed can take down the opponents this game. Right now, I like our matchup versus Rusviet because they're susceptible to being attacked on their iron tile. So if we're lucky enough on our encounter, we might be able to steal their metal and end their game essentially. Crimea is also on a slightly slower mat, and we might be able to block them on the oil tunnel or potentially engage them off of the lake territory as well. The real player we'll have to watch out for and try to protect ourselves against is Saxony. Saxony has a board that's potentially pretty high power, and the combinations of underpass, disarm, and high power can be a really disastrous scenario for us. Do not want to get caught in the middle of the board by Saxony. So, right now you'll see my opening is going to set me up with a speed mech and enough lumber to build one building. I'm going to take all that momentum into the village encounter and see if I can get enough resources for my bottom row actions to follow. Right now, some pretty standard openings so far, and I think we're going to be putting the pedal to the metal here against the field. I feel good about this combination. So there's that produce, I have the speed mech, and I'm ready to roll. What we want to watch out for is whether Rusviet goes 8 workers or stays at 5. Looks like they might be staying at 5 this game, but we'll see coming up soon. I think that the building strategy is actually pretty good with Polania Industrial specifically. That's why I delay my encounter by a turn or two. Okay, we get an awesome encounter. It's not like absolutely perfect, but it's really good. Option 3 is an upgrade in 2 resources. So you're gonna see that's gonna provide us future bottom row actions, and it gets us one of our much needed things with this board, which is a single upgrade. Having a triple move does wonders with this mat. I don't really know what else to pick, so I'll take the 2 power. And you'll notice I built a mill here. I'm building a mill because I want to be done producing as fast as possible, but I also need a bit of metal. I have a bit of an awkward board in that I'm doing all the bottom row actions. I have food, metal, I built a building already, I got an upgrade already, so I'm kind of all over the place. But I'll have a much clearer path as far as what I want to finish or complete for a star once I make it to the factory. Polania is a lot about taking risks and kind of gambling or gauging what you're likely to get from encounters. I'm going to enlist mechs because I really need the money to stay competitive in this game. One of the big mistakes you can make as Polania is you just completely run out of coin, and I don't want that to be me. So I was able to enlist early enough to where red might give me 3 more coins from deploying, unless we have something to say about that, obviously. And Saxony is going to give me 4 for sure. And I'll be looking to get 3 more mechs myself. So that's quite a bit of money in this game. Okay, let's take a look at the board and where people are at. Rusviet got the Riverwalk mech, but they are at 5 workers. That is strange for this combination. Usually you go to 8. It just works out better for your deployment. So we'll have to see what they plan on doing to get their next mech. We're able to produce now. We have our submerged mech, and we have 5 workers. We also have that mill. That's going to mean we can leave 2 workers on the village and take 3 away to produce somewhere else. Based on what Rusviet just did, I think I'm going to produce lumber or at least plan to produce lumber and bank on being able to steal some metal. So here's my move. I'm getting to the factory, and that's a big consideration here, is where do I put my workers? Saxony's got underpass and speed, so I'm kind of trying to shy away from a tunnel right now. I'm not really looking to get sent home. It would be kind of devastating. So I'm gonna lean towards this forest here, because I might go for 4 buildings. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what the factory card holds for us. But this is going to be a pivotal decision, because I really, really don't want to get attacked. But I'm not willing to stay inside my base either. That's just too conservative for me. Okay, cool. There's an enlistment one here. We're going to take that. That's the strongest bottom row we can do. And I like that angle. So I don't really need to build buildings, but I might. I'll plan on doing my enlistments and my mechs. Alright, so to put this in perspective here, we have a doable objective. We can do either one, but I have a feeling it's going to be population advantage. We have workers set up for a star, so that makes 2. And then we need our bottom rows. So I'm going to finish my mechs, and I'm going to finish my enlists with this nice factory card I picked up. The other stars are just going to be combats. Building buildings and upgrades are nice, but we don't need those anymore. Waiting on Rusviet, if he just produces, if they just sit there and produce, we pick up 3 metal, and that's a nice mech for us. So I'm sure they're thinking about that, otherwise they would have produced already. They have a couple options. They choose to move, which is pretty good actually. Some people choose to trade, but that doesn't really solve your problem. The issue is they're too far away from their metal to defend it. But now they're close enough to where if I take it with my factory card, they can take it back. So that's a good play. It's obviously not what they want to be doing because it's slow. Like that move was useless for them. It didn't accomplish any bottom row. So their game is going to be a turn slower, but they won't get absolutely destroyed by me stepping on their metal. Okay, Crimea brings all 5, or is that 6? That's 6 workers to the farm and 2 to the metal. They also have all their combat units on the metal. So if I was a mean person, I would just step on their farm. Unfortunately, that doesn't do me anything good. So I'm just going to go pick up an encounter instead. I want to go pick up this one down south, but I know that's a little risky. I want to do that because I want to be close enough to Rusviet in case they make a mistake or do something, not conservative. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. I really, really hope Saxony does not attack me for doing this, but oh gosh. That option is just too good to pass up. I have a sinking feeling I'm going to get these resources taken away from me, but I feel like I have to do this. I've got 7 power, so I can at least, go all out if I have to, but I choose to take oil and metal. I would have taken lumber, but Saxony moves to build. So if they see that I have the lumber they need to make a building, that might be the extra motivation they needed to attack me if they were kind of on the fence. So I chose oil. Oil's not useless to me, and it doesn't give Saxony that extra push to kind of ruin my game right now. I really need to produce and get out of here though, because I don't want to be the one that gets caught with a bunch of resources. Okay, Crimea can't move because they moved before. Here's a big produce. That was 6 wood just sitting there. I could maybe get in there if they don't do anything with it, but I'm sure they will. Okay, Saxony just made a mech, so I'm safe. I want to make sure I spend that metal. That's really important to me. So I'm going to finish my workers and build my 3rd mech right now. That's the best play because it gets me out of this incredibly vulnerable state I was just in. Just sitting there. 5 resources on 1 tile. Okay. So a little bit of a strange play from Rusviet. They are going to go up to 8 workers soon, but they protected their metal. It just took them like some extra moves. That's going to buy us a ton of time. Unfortunately, Crimea is poised to move out to the map, and I am not ready to stop them. I hope Saxony like takes the angle of just like occupying that oil tunnel of theirs, but I have a feeling they won't be doing that. I think we're just gonna have to concede them that encounter in that tunnel. But if they leave something unprotected, we could definitely like hamstring them by knocking some workers or blocking them from the factory. We'll do a little bit of interaction with Crimea, I'm sure, but here they are. I was mistaken, they could move this turn, but that's okay. So this factory card is, this encounter card is okay. It's not great. We don't really care what they pick. One thing we could do though, because they just moved, is we could take their metal. We could take their metal away and then use it before they could take it back. That would finish off the mech star and would also let me build a building. I think that's my play. Okay, so we can river walk into Crimea's base. I think that's our best shot at getting metal. I could roll the dice and just try to get an encounter to get me metal, but I like this plan better because it also gets me a combat star. So if I do a regular move, I get to build, but if I do a regular move, I might not win the fight. I think I might go for the factory move. Nah, regular move seems okay. Gosh, 1v1 for the metal. What I'll do though is I'll spread out and I will attack their other unit to make them spend something. So they probably care a lot more about the food than they do about the metal, and this will kind of distract them. So I'll throw low, and if they spend power, I've got this metal in the bag. Okay, yeah, I like this a lot. Great. They spent all the power they could. They're at 0. I get easy metal. They're probably not going to throw much, but I can't be caught giving away free oil. So here's a max. There we go. Wish I could have saved the 5, but there we go. Okay, this is great. So we've accomplished like a huge task of finishing our mechs now. Like no one's going to take that metal from us, and we're going to be able to spend it. And we also have 1 combat under our belts. This is particularly nice because our objectives, we can hold on to them, especially tactical advantage tactical mastery, if we end up getting enough cards, we can just sit on that. Okay, Crimea gets some power. Oh, okay, that's too bad. So they went down to 0. I was thinking they would be an easy target in the future, but they're about to enlist all the way up to, yeah, they're at 4 now. So that's a big swing. You gotta watch out for people that can bolster to enlist, because that gives them like the angle of going all out a lot more often than other players. Like they can bounce back up very quickly in power. All right, we finished our mechs and we have a bunch of workers loaded up, ready to move out. One thing we're going to have to do is control the factory really soon here. You can see red and yellow are both getting ready to move on to it. We want to be in their way and we want to block them. Okay, I'm being attacked by yellow. It's a 2v1 and they have 3 cards. I'm going to... Oh my gosh, they just threw a 3. The disrespect. Wow, okay. Can't believe that worked, but I don't have good cards, so sometimes you gotta throw low. You would think they would spend a little more than a 3 though to take me down, because geez. 6 power, lots of cards, you can expect that I could throw more than that. Anyway, we gotta get to the center of the board, we gotta slow down red and yellow. Ooh, nice objective. That's a tough one to get. Well done, Saxony. So I'm going to get at this encounter, and I'm going to start getting my workers on the table. Crimea is pretty popular, so is Rusviet, so they won't want to send my workers home. I could be a total jerk and send all 5 of Crimea's workers home. That would be very mean. But that doesn't stop them from getting to the factory, and that's something I'm interested in doing. So I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I think I'm going to just get to the middle instead. I have 0 pop, so that's like a huge value play for me, but it doesn't stop yellow and red. That's something I want to do. Being on the water like this is really nice because people have to proceed slowly. If they just go full force to the middle, I can swoop in to their bases and cause some damage. I'm also hard to fight right now because of the tunnel blockage, so I'm not worried about that 1 mech on the lumber. Okay, so best case scenario in the next turn or 2. They fight each other, spend power, we clean up our final bottom row star, combat star, and objective. Okay, so that's the 3, those are the 3 stars we need. But this is interesting here. We have Saxony attacking Rusviet for a lot of lumber. Wow, they only spend cards. No power was spent. Bold by both players, honestly. Rusviet gets sent home. They don't have Township. They don't have People's Army. This might be the end of their game. I need a factory card. That's going to get me to 3 enlists. But if I happen to find some lumber, I mean, Saxony's holding some. If I happen to find some on an encounter, for example, that could be the star I need instead of my 4th enlist. Okay. So we're in the lead right now. We've got Central Territory, but the clock is ticking. We don't want the game to go on too much longer. Saxony can't move, which is good. Crimea can. We'll see if they are going to take a hit and pop, because they're at 6 pop, so getting to the factory means dropping down to 5. That's pretty significant. They don't know what's in the factory, but there's a nice card for popularity should they get there. But they're thinking about it, so let's think too. Okay, they knock our worker and they knock our factory worker. We lose 4 territory just then. That hurts. But they're spread out now, and they can still get totally rocked on the oil. I'm very surprised they're doing that. That's like not a safe move, especially with Saxony in the game. Okay. So this is actually super interesting. We have a win condition here. Yeah, we do. Okay. So Saxony just got their 4th star by bolstering. We can force them to get 6 and win. Maybe. We'll have to check the score pretty closely. Okay, 40 to 36. They get 2 stars, that's 6 points, that's 42. We have to pick up some territory. Yeah, we can win if we throw 2 fights to them. But here's the thing, if they see this coming and they let us win, we're going to have a 3-star turn because there's lumber we can build with. And there are villages we can occupy. So, okay, the dream here, let's math this out a little bit because it's going to be really close if they decide to win the fights. We'd be down 2 if they have 2 stars. I'm going to lose a territory fighting them once. I'll have to pick up 2 territories to stay ahead. I can do that, but only while going one-on-one. So it'll be pretty obvious what I'm doing. I think it's the move, though. This is a win. I have more buildings than them, and we're tied on workers and mechs, so I definitely win the first tiebreaker. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So I'll move, and if they're savvy, they'll see this coming. They'll throw one of the fights. If they let me take the lumber, I'm going to build, do my objective, and get a fight. That would be a 3-star turn. So we're going to win if they know what I'm doing. And we're also going to win if they don't see it coming and they actually take the victories. So I got to fight him twice. Picked up enough territory to get to 42 points. Okay, yeah. So it's important that I fight the home base first, not the lumber, because they might not understand yet. Yeah, I'll go home base first and get rid of a 2. If they win, they might be forced to drop the lumber fight, and they maybe won't know I'm going to get 3 stars. Okay, I like that. So they throw everything. Well, they throw 2 2s and 7 power. Good. Now this is it. If Saxony wins, we got this. If Saxony loses, we also got this. Pretty exciting, actually. Obviously, the most like thematic ending would be, or the coolest ending would be if they throw 0, but this works too. Okay, GG, tiebreaker on units. Well played. That's Polania Industrial, fun combination. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.